develop programs around, and I've mentioned a little bit about that. The foster care youth, we became the independent living provider for Multnomah County, which means that we're working with foster youth.
Talk about the totality. I mean, how many youths do you guys work with overall, maybe on a monthly or an annual basis?
This year we will serve a record 1,300 youth and run a very highly customized database that is especially for New Avenues programs. And I think what it does is it really helps us figure out.
You mentioned that homeless youths seem to gravitate towards here for a number of different reasons, maybe being on the I-5 corridor, or talk about the specificity of the issue in this city.
I mean, I think that like most major cities, you know, homelessness is an issue, and it is a basic human right to be able to have housing. And for
talk about the role of volunteers, how do volunteers
who really wanted to see new services brought to this community, and some of those founders are still involved today and, you know, volunteer on the board of directors. We also are really investing in that next generation of young leaders, and we have a very robust ambassador board that is comprised of 20 and 30 somethings that raise funds, raise awareness, and then volunteer their time directly with the youth. This morning you served an Empower meal. This year we've had 400 different people come in and serve a meal in our day services drop-in center, and that includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it's a transformative experience for a lot of people who may have misconceptions about homeless youth or feel intimidated by homeless youth, and they come in and they realize, wow, these are just like, you know, my children. These are just like my neighbors' children. The only difference is these youth need help, and they need that supportive environment where they can really flourish and be nurtured. We also have volunteers who come in and do mentoring with youth, tutoring in our school. Mock interviews are a really fun way for people to get connected, but volunteers really plug in at every facet of the organization. But it's that meal service that we are able to bring in the most amount of people and just have that touch point. And there's nothing better than sharing a meal with another human.
What's the best way for people to learn more information about New Avenues and get involved?
Well, like any organization in 2015, Facebook is a great way to see what's happening on a regular basis. We have a website, www.newavenues.org. We have wonderful events in the community that are, you know, very accessible. Our ambassador board runs one of the largest rare beer auctions in the country, and that's coming up in September. We have a signature comedy event that is in October. We're bringing Dana Carvey. There's a lot of different ways for people to connect with the issue of youth homelessness. And like I said earlier, we really believe that we have the community, we have the desire in Portland to really be a leader in this issue. We have been a leader, and we believe we can really end youth homelessness here, and we're going to continue to expand those prevention programs and provide the most meaningful, comprehensive services for those young people already experiencing homelessness.
All right, now last question for my national audience here. The public perception of the city of Portland is based a lot on a popular television show. Can you dispel that notion, or would you like to concur with the notion that Portlandia is an accurate representation?
That's a really good question. So growing up here, most people who do not live here think it's really funny, but if you live here, it's normal. So it's there's something to be said where you're like, well, that's not that funny. That's just a normal thing that happens. But no, I think it has brought a lot of wonderful exposure to Portland.
Sure.
But you know, there's no surprises for those of us who are from here. And then, you know, of course, you know, I would much rather be watching the Portland Trail Blazers or the Oregon Ducks. So.
Gotcha. Jessica, thank you so much for taking the time
you.
this morning.
Yeah,
Very
thank
nice
you.
to meet you. And check out their Facebook page. This is a wonderful, wonderful place. We'll have some more pictures and stuff up on my social media. And of course, feel free to learn much more on theirs. So thanks for taking the time.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, so we went a little overtime.
Oh, that's okay.
So I'll probably end up cutting a question out of that. We did 17 minutes.
Okay.
And so before we wrap up, I'm going to ask you a few of those same questions.
Are these people still
Through
watching?
Snapchat. They are, and I'll tell you how many people there are. So there's 23 people watching now,
Okay.
and there have been 175 people that tuned in at some point
Wow,
during
that's
the
cool.
interview. So it's just another way, it's another channel for people to, and in an ideal world, we would have them commenting and asking questions, but no one wants to ask any questions. See, someone's watching from New Jersey, someone's watching from Alabama,
Cool.
New York, Arizona. So
Cool.
it's just another way. So I got to run because I got to use this camera to film some Snapchat. So thanks for tuning in, guys. But we'll catch it first. When I use, if you want to save the video that you're doing, you just type in one word
Wow.
and it'll save it and it'll be up on YouTube.